ஹலோ ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ், இன்றைக்கி ஆக்டிவிட்டி என்ன அப்படின்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னாக்கா, நம்ம வந்து ஆர்ஆர்ஆர் அந்த படம் இருக்கு இல்லையா, அந்த படத்துடைய ஸ்டோரியை நம்ம நரேட் பண்ண போகிறோம். எதுக்காக நம்ம வந்து ஸ்டோரி நரேட் பண்ணணும் அப்படின்னு பார்த்தீங்கன்னாக்கா, நம்ம ஸ்டோரி வந்து சொல்லும்பொழுது இங்கிலீஷில் நம்ம வந்து ஸ்டோரி சொல்லும்போது நம்மளுடைய இங்கிலீஷ் ஃப்ளூவன்சி டெவலப் ஆகும். மோரோவர் நம்ம வந்து இங்கிலீஷில் திங்க் பண்ணுவோம். அதுக்காக தான் நம்ம இந்த ஆக்டிவிட்டி பண்ணுறோம். சரிங்களா, ஸ்டோரிக்குள்ளே போயிடலாமா? Hello friends, today we are going to see RRR movie story. It is directed by Mr. S.S. Rajamouli and it is produced by D.V.V. Danaya, and we have so many stars acting in this movie. Junior NTR, Ram Charan, Ajay Devgan, Alia Bhatt, Shreya Charan, Samudrakani, and Olivia Moore is Alison Doody, Ray Stevenson, and the music is composed by Mr. M.M. Keeravani. It is released in the year 2022, 25th March. In 1920, during the British Empire, tyrannical administrator Scott Buxton and his sadistic wife Catherine visit a forest in Adilabad, where they forcefully abduct Malli, a young girl with a talent of artistry, from the Gond tribe. Enraged by this act, the tribe's guardian Komaram Bhim embarks to Delhi with the intent of rescuing her under the disguise of a Muslim man named Akhtar. He also knows some mechanical work. Elsewhere, the Nizamate of Hyderabad, sympathetic to the king, warns Scott's office of the impending danger. Undeterred, Catherine enlists the assistance of A. Ramaraju, an ambitious officer in the Indian Imperial Police, to quell the threat. Embarking on his new assignment, Raju and his uncle Venkateshwarlu, played by Mr. Samudrakani, attend several pro-independence gatherings in the hopes of finding clues. His opinions attract the attention of Lachu, Bhim's gullible aide. Falling for Raju's trickery, he attempts to induct him into Bhim's plot, only to flee when he discovers his true identity. A short while later, both Bhim and Raju encounter each other, unaware of their opposing identities and intentions. They unite to save a boy from a train wreck, sparking a friendship between the two. Over time, the two grow close to each other. Raju subsequently assists Bhim in courting Jenny, Scott's niece, unaware of his intention to infiltrate Scott's residence. While attending a party there at the behest of Jenny, Bhim discovers Malli being held in captivity. He subsequently vows to flee her. Meanwhile, Raju deduces Lachu's covert identity and whereabouts. He subsequently apprehends him. While interrogating him, Lachu goads a bandit crate into attacking Raju. He thereafter warns him of his imminent fate and that the antidote is only known to the Gonds. Dazed, Raju approaches Bhim, who immediately tends to him. Noticing similar religious futures between Lachu and Bhim, Raju deduces his true intentions. Regardless, Bhim divulges his tribal identity and his mission, still unaware of Raju's covert identity. At an event held in Scott's honor, Bhim's men barge into his residence with a lorry filled with wild animals, which creates havoc among the assembled guests. The animals maul Scott's guards, allowing Bhim to briefly fight. However, Raju arrives and subsequently discloses to him of Scott's intention to kill Malli. He surrenders out of obligation. In the aftermath of the incident, Raju is promoted for thwarting Bhim, yet he is absorbed with guilt over his own actions, recalling his own pro-nationalistic background and his actual alter ego as a mole within the police. At Bhim's public flogging, Raju attempts to persuade him into recanting his actions. The former chooses to be flogged instead. Resisting his injuries, Bhim sings in defiance, which incites an assembled crowd into rebelling. The riot further enlightens Raju, who finally realizes the recklessness of his actions. Determined to save his friend, he persuades Scott to secretly execute Bhim whilst preparing an ambush to save him. Nevertheless, Scott deduces his plot. Whilst managing to rescue Malli from Scott's men, Raju is grievously injured. Bhim, who had simultaneously managed to free himself, mistakenly interprets Raju's actions as an attempt to kill Malli. He bludgeons him before escaping with her. Months later, Bhim, who had escaped with Malli to Hathras, is concerned by the colonial authorities. He narrowly avoids being exposed when Sita, who is Raju's fiancée, played by Alia Bhatt, repels them by claiming of a smallpox endemic as a pretext. Unaware of Bhim's identity, she reveals Raju's actual anti-colonial objectives and of his impending execution. Crestfallen upon realizing his own folly, Bhim vows to save him. With the assistance of a sympathetic Jenny, Bhim infiltrates the barracks where Raju is detained and frees him, alerting multiple soldiers in the process. Defeating them, the pair retreat to a nearby forest where they decimate more soldiers with the use of a longbow taken from a Ram shrine. Taking the fight to Scott, the pair hurl a flaming motorcycle into the barracks magazines, which consequently ignites. The subsequent explosion kills many within Scott's company, including Catherine. Having finally concerned a wounded Scott, Raju has Bhim execute him with an English rifle, fulfilling their respective objectives. They subsequently steal a cache of Scott's weaponry, later reuniting with Sita and Jenny. That's all, friends. Hope you liked the narration of the story. Friends, you also please try to narrate the story, because narrating a story will definitely enhance your English speaking skills. Yes, friends, I hope you like this story narration. ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ், நீங்கள் இங்கிலீஷ் பேச ரொம்ப ஆசையாக இருக்கீங்க, பட் உங்கள் கூட பேசுகிறதுக்கு யாரும் இல்லை. சப்போஸ் நீங்கள் பேசினா கூட உங்களை கலாய்க்கிறாங்க, இல்லை கிண்டல் பண்ணுறாங்க. இந்த மாதிரி சுச்சுவேஷனில் இருக்கீங்க பார்த்தீங்களா, உங்கள் எல்லாருக்குமே நம்ம வீடியோ வந்து சூப்பராக ஹெல்ப்ஃபுல்லாக இருக்குங்க. நாங்கள் சொல்கிற ஆக்டிவிட்டீஸ் நீங்கள் அப்படியே ஃபாலோ பண்ணுங்கள். கண்டிப்பாக உங்களோட இங்கிலீஷ் வந்து இம்ப்ரூவ் ஆகும். சரிங்களா? ஆல் தி பெஸ்ட். தேங்க்யூ ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸ்.